Welcome back to another episode of Scott Talk, where we sit down with members of the College of Worcester coaching staff and get to know them. I'm Abby Aiken, a first year planning to major in psychology with a minor in music and a member of the women's tennis team. And I'm joined by Amy Bierman, who took over as the program's head coach during the 2012-2013 season. Thanks for joining us, Coach Bierman.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me, Abby.
Yeah, of course. So overall, you've been at the college for a decade. What makes Worcester a special place for you?
Yeah, so being here a decade is pretty just crazy, bizarre to think about. It's really flown by. But undoubtedly, it's the people. The students, my players, of course, my colleagues who are my really good friends, and just the people in the community too. My neighbors, people in the tennis community, they're definitely what makes Worcester a really special place.
Yeah, for sure. The program has taken big strides as of late. So what excites you most about your team?
So I think, some of the big things that we've done is we've brought in some really talented first-year players, yourself included. So I'm really excited about this year's first-year class. You all are very passionate about the game. You're hungry for success, and that's kind of what we're looking for. And we've continually done that since I've started here, and so that's kind of why we're getting better.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. So there have been a lot of upgrades from a facility standpoint to enable year-round local training within the Scott Center, and most recently the 48,000 square foot Aspen Racket Club in town. What stands out with the indoor facilities the Scotts have access to?
Yeah, well, I don't know too many places that can say they have access to 10 indoor courts. And so that's pretty awesome. We have 4 multi-purpose courts here on campus at our disposal, and you all are able to use it in between classes, use a ball machine, go in there, but on your spare time, and yeah, it's open to the whole student body too, which is pretty great. You get other students in there, you get faculty and staff in there, and then most recently having Aspen Racket Club, a gorgeous facility, dedicated 6 indoor tennis courts. We're able now to really play matches in the winter as well. So continue our training year-round in some pretty great facilities.
Yeah, and then there's the DJ Hard tennis courts, 10 outdoor courts, and they are right in the middle of campus. Can you talk a little bit about that facility?
Yeah, I'm sure you love that. You could be anywhere on campus and you can be at the tennis courts in 5 to 10 minutes. So they're really easy to get to. Every person that goes on tour walks past them. So we're able to showcase our facility to every, prospective student and family that comes on campus. We really have had some nice upgrades to really showcase the school spirit with some banners and that sort of thing, and court upgrades. But yeah, we get students coming and going from class and to the dining hall. So when we're playing matches out there, we'll just get people that'll, see a match going on that they didn't really know was happening that day, and they'll stop in and catch a few games or stick around. And, not too many tennis programs get that. And so we're super excited about that too.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of uniqueness to the team in multiple areas. Can you tell us about what you're looking out for in prospective Scots and what they can expect when they're part of the program?
Yeah, so like I kind of mentioned before, we are looking for passionate players who love tennis, who want to be out there every day, working hard, unwavering work ethic. So also those that are team players, are coachable, are willing to kind of change some things, that are going to do the hard things because it's going to be better for the betterment of the team. And sometimes that means sacrifices, and showing up for your players and your teammates. And so we expect that I expect that from my players, both on and off the court. We talk a lot about living in a vision. And so we talk about what does that vision mean, and what do we see as what do we want from our program and from ourselves, and individually goals and as a team goals, and 110% across the board. Everybody says they want to be a team that's a family. Be a part of a program where they get along. You're going to be friends for the rest of your life. And so what does it mean to be a family? And like I said, it means, sometimes making sacrifices. You might have a lot to do and a lot on your mind, but you're going to show up because everybody's committed to the same goals. Or off the court, you might have a lot of studying to do, but, this is a time that we need to get together because there's a lot of stresses going on, in the world. And so we get together and support each other, and maybe have friendly little dinner, or, invite each other over to our rooms, that sort of thing. You guys, I think, watch The Bachelor, whatever the case may be. But you show up for one another, and you make time for each other, and you welcome each other's differences. You're excited to learn from each other's differences, whether it's race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, geographically, you name it. But, that's part of being a Worcester student and being a part of our program, is that we're excited to learn from one another and to learn from me and develop in more ways than just on the tennis court.
Yes, I love that. So as we near the conclusion of this episode of Scott Talk, we're going to fire off some questions, and we want you to answer with the first thing that pops into your head. Sound good, Coach?
Let's go.
Favorite professional tennis player?
All right, so Pete Sampras for sure. Back in the day when I was a kid. Osaka, I've really enjoyed watching Naomi Osaka in more recent years. So.
Favorite Grand Slam?
Wimbledon.
Favorite thing to do in Worcester?
It's tough, I'm just a people person. So I love anytime I'm with my family or friends, that's my favorite thing to do. So barbecuing in the backyard, I have all the neighbor kids come over, and all the neighbors and good friends, bonfire, have the team over, that sort of thing.
Favorite non-athletic tradition at the College of Worcester?
IS Monday, no doubt, for sure.
And finally, what's your favorite spot on campus that isn't an athletic facility?
So I think I have two. Lowry Center for sure. When, we're not in the COVID stages and campus is a buzz and everybody's in there, I love just seeing the students and happy and being around each other. But I'm also I enjoy art. It's relaxing for me. It's one of my hobbies. So I really like to be in Ebert Art Center sometimes and see the exhibits there. It's a unique space, and it's really cool. It used to be the old gym, so they still have the old gym floors in there.
Awesome. Great answers. So thank you so much for joining us on Scott Talk, Coach Bierman. We'll be back soon with another episode.
All right. Thanks, Abby.